So one of my buddies coming to pick me up to go pick up the M3. Unfortunately, it decided that it wanted to rain. And as I told you guys, I did prep the car for paint, but not for weather. So that's not gonna deter me. I am probably gonna get wet driving the car home, but we need to get it home. The car's been gone for 2 weeks and I really just want to get the car home. So wish me luck. Hopefully we don't have an accident. Yeah, I don't even want to say that, but yeah, let's get the car home. We might have to wait the rain out a little bit, but that shouldn't be a big deal. It looks like it's gonna blow over. So I'll see you guys in a minute. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beamer Dude channel. Thanks for tuning in. As you guys can see, we are in the Beamer Dude garage, and as you can also see, there's no M3 here. I want to explain what's been going on, what you guys have been missing out. You don't want to miss out, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so before we get into today's video, all the topics that we talk about, I want to talk about Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, you're really missing out on opportunities to interact with the channel. A lot of the polls and the voting that I do on Instagram directly affects what happens on the YouTube channel. As you guys know, that I did recently pick a color for the E36 M3 build, and that color is British Racing Green. It's a color that I don't really see too often. I've never personally seen it in person. And I felt that I wanted to be a little bit different and kind of pay homage to the old-fashioned, the E36 GTR builds from the old DTM series and stuff like that. So I went with this color. Now, I did go with a OEM British Racing Green, and I have to say I'm in love with this color. But before we get into all that, I know you guys want to see the color, just stick around. I want to update you guys on what's been going on with the channel, what you guys missed out on. So first things first, a few weeks ago, I lost one of my larger memory cards that had a lot of recorded videos on it, and I lost a whole bunch of stuff, guys. So you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna kind of narrate what you guys missed out on. I do have pictures of certain events, and I'm gonna fill you guys in on what's been going on. So firstly, I took about 2 weeks to prep the car for paint. Now I know what you guys are thinking, it doesn't take that long to prep for paint, but last time I left you guys off, you saw me working on that one particular fender. Now we finished the fender up. I actually got the contours nice and tight to the body, and I finished it off, and I actually glazed it over with some sandable primer, some filler primer. I basically got all the other panels finished off in that same manner, and I actually, the vehicle stripped down to a bare minimum. I took off plastic trim, I took off side skirts, I took off metal trim. I did all I could to make sure this paint job had its best opportunity to last as long as it can, and to look as best as it possibly can. If you guys have never prepped a car for paint, let me explain what that really entails. Prepping a car for paint can go as far as stripping the car down to bare metal, stripping the vehicle of all its electronics and window trim and seals and weather stripping and all that. I basically went 75% of the way, and a lot of times if you go to kind of smaller paint shops, I love supporting small shops, small businesses. The guy who's painting my car couldn't be more thrilled. Bringing a vehicle to someone with all the prep work done, or 95 or 75% of the prep work done, is like a dream come true for them, because the hardest part of painting a car is the prep, and your paint job is going to be only as good as your prep work. In the last video where I'm installing the bride seats, I did mention that I was possibly thinking about dyeing the carpets black, because once I got the seat in the car, the brown carpet or the chocolate carpet didn't really mesh well with the black. It didn't go bad, it just wasn't as clean as I possibly like it. So I did do that on the side, and the results were pretty good. And that's also one of the videos that I lost. Throughout this whole process, I was kind of torn between the exact colors. Originally, I wanted the British Racing Green color, and then I saw a couple of photos online, and I really couldn't tell if the color that I was actually after was a British Racing Green color or more of a pastel color. Once I found the paint code, I knew that the color that I wanted was the British Racing Green. It tends to have 2 or 3 different colors depending on what light you're in, And no, I don't have the vehicle back, but I'm supposed to be getting the vehicle back today. But I do have a sneak peek for you guys. I do have all the Pandem, the Rocket Bunny body panels here in the garage to show you guys before we go get the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for the mess in advance. You guys know I do have multiple cars and I've got parts lying around everywhere, bumpers everywhere, just different things for different videos. So just think of them as Easter eggs. Another set of wheels over there that you guys haven't seen. So think of them kind of as Easter eggs. If you guys see them on Instagram, keep it to yourself. But you guys came here to see the color of the body panels, all the fenders and stuff. So here they are. This is the British Racing Green. I have to say that I am so thrilled about how the color came out on these things. Fiberglass is not the easiest to paint and make look like glass, make it look like metal or sheet metal. But my painter did, he knocked it out the park, guys. So if you guys are interested in getting some of your fiberglass work painted, I will leave his information down in the description down below. I also will leave his Instagram. He is pretty active on there, and he will respond to you, but you do have to request him since his account is private. So yeah, guys, those are the panels. I'm gonna go ahead and pick one up and show you how it looks out in the sun, because this is what I was explaining to you guys. The color on these changes based off the amount of direct sunlight they actually get. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll grab this panel here. This is the rear spat, and we'll take it out here and we'll look at it in the direct sunlight. Don't know if you guys can see that, but that is a really beautiful green. And this panel here will need some wet sanding before we call it finished, but all in all, I couldn't be happier. And as you guys can see, I have the hardware here, and I actually used auto dip on the hardware and made the hardware kind of a glossy black. So that whole process also was lost with the loss of the memory card, but it's all good. We're gonna go ahead and get this, we'll leave this right here until we get the car. I'm just waiting on the call from G, who's my painter, to actually let me know the car is ready, and we will take the family wagon out, and yeah, we'll get the car picked up.